wetland restoration project and hear what Paula Powers, who's the Park Service lead on it, you know, what she has to say, because the RFQ is, you know, as they often are, it's rather vague and sometimes, and this, I think this is what happened, is the request for proposals are written by somebody in the office who is not the on-the-ground person. So it's another case in point. So once that comes out, they pretty much committed to that's the way they're going to do it. And for this project, what they've specified is super tubes, which are the little grass tubes. Okay, so if you're having issues of, you know, personnel having troubles getting on site to water, and you don't know exactly when it's going to go in, like we said, a year or so. Right there. That's the number 10. This is the largest size container they've specified. The other ones are the stubbies, which are half the largest. Yeah. And
can't get out there? Oh, all your plants are dead because there's no soil space.
So they want that size plant to go into the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
And across the board. So they have everything from shrubs like the bacchus behind you, sages like the purple sage there, to ever accept seed from somebody else, no matter if they're Park Service or SNS or anybody else. Because what I've found in the past is that then it's real easy for the blame game to start. You know, so I get seed from somebody and it doesn't germinate, and I said, well, you gave me bad seed. And they turn around and say, well, you don't know how to grow plants. And so if you collect your own seed and you grow your own plants, then, you know, you take out one level of blame, and you also, you're just a little more in tune to it. You know, it's like, I don't know, this Park Service seed, I don't know when it was collected. You know, if the Isocoma was collected 2 years ago, it's not going to germinate. You know, some seeds live a long time and some seeds don't. Isocoma is one that, you got about a year and that's it. And then it no longer germinates. They should keep records of when they collected it, yeah.
If they took our
if they knew that they were,
I don't
if
know.
they're storing them right, and if they knew that they collected them at the proper time. Like when you give over the chain of command, you want to sign off and walk away, and there's no obligation. And
Right.
They're breaking you, holding you going forward, and you got to have at least have an employee or someone.
And you can't be responsible for the success of the plants if you're not the installer and the maintenance.
But it has to be released. How long is
Sure getting used to the smell of that compost.
Performance criteria here is 80%.
%80% of these plants we put in?
Where's the
80% cover. With data. Yeah, not weeds. Okay. Weeds don't count.
Boy, a lot of ours, look at that, all dead. They're dead. Look at that. Grover got that one. Boy, we didn't have much luck, did we?
Pioneer plants.
What's this guy? Does anybody remember? Yep. That's
Salix. Baccaris.
I did one of those, that plant.
Is that a Phacelia?
no, I think think it's verbena, but I think it's verbena gone wild. You know, which happens. We've got a little centromedia down there, the thorny thing. We've got some bacillus coming. So we're getting natural recruitment, so that's good. We still have a lot of weeds. That's bad. In the airport is absolutely no exception, is that historically in sloughs and wetlands, they're treated as garbage pits. So if you imagine, you know, a long time ago, before the garbage man came to your house, I mean, what do you do with your stuff? You know, what do you do with that old bed that, you know, you're not using anymore, the old car, whatever? Yeah, people just threw them in the creeks. They just the next canyon over, or they threw them in wetlands, and some of it was done very purposefully. Like San Francisco Bay, they filled in a lot because they wanted more land. They were trying to reclaim land. Now that, of course, is a problem when you get an earthquake. But this Gallia Slough was no different. It was used as a garbage dump informally since forever, you know. And so one of the things that we found, this particular little corner here, you dig down and you find asphalt, you find concrete, and we've planted this site probably 3 times. We thought it'd be a neat little grassland because it's a little bit higher elevation. That didn't work. Planted again and the rabbits ate everything. And so we direct sowed with the centromedia, and that's done better. Apparently the rabbits don't like that. Imagine that. The Baccharis is coming in on its own. Baccharis is a plant that indicates a disturbed environment. It'll be, if you have a landslide on a road, or like this would be considered disturbed. It's oftentimes the only thing that'll grow. So it's a colonizer. It's a first successioner. It's a pioneer. Yeah. So this area is a little bit problematic, isn't it?
Plus we haven't really, you know, we planted all in here with you guys, so we haven't touched this section.
So this might be where we want to put in a few plants in the ground while we warm up. The verbena are self-seeding, and what'd you say? That's correct. Now those are juncuses, actually though, and these juncus, the rabbits like those. So the main issue out here, besides lousy soils, is rabbits. It's browsing.
A lot of this stuff is.
We got a little bit of stress in it.
Could have been cold.
It's this thing right here.
Might be cold.
Where are the leaves coming up?
We mulched the hell out of it.
Rain event, theoretically the water could sheet, could go through, and it's supposed to be able to go all the way. They didn't want us to use mulch because they were concerned about their primary concern. Remember parameters? Primary concern is always keeping the runway open. If you have a bunch of mulch on your runway, it's not going to be good. Now they've since relented on that, and this past summer they let us use mulch. So those sections over there were no mulch, and this, you can obviously see the difference.
And this was all, they cleaned out all the seed from this section. I mean, this was bare ground when they started planting.
Say you have the black box.
Yeah, and it was pulled up. Mark took the lead on it. Gets all the credit.
Oh yeah.
Can you like take a picture of the site and show them this to be able to?
Oh, we can mulch that area.
Oh, you can.
Oh yeah. Can now. I don't know if you saw that. You found. Do you want to move this?
Yeah. Monitoring is percentages, and on the number of plants that you got to do. For restoration, we like to take, now other people might take a different view. I mean, this is just our particular technique. We should plant really close together, like more like on 2-foot centers. And if your plant is going to be 10 foot when it's grown up, something's going to outcompete each other, but at least you're not fighting the weeds. So, for example, see in this area, the glacier, so that's the white one. So check out the form here. That's a little bit different form than what you're probably used to seeing.
Yeah.
And so that's why with your plant portfolios, it's not an exact science. You're going to see, this, if I was to describe this, I'd call this a prostrate form. And then there's this guy over here. You wouldn't describe that as prostrate.
No.
Call that a, herbaceous shrub. So, same plant. Different plant, same genus and species. Do y'all know what this guy is? That one?
Greek gods.
Think marshmallows and whipped cream. Ambrosia. You all have that salad, ambrosia, food of the gods. Yeah, so otherwise known as ragweed. Which a lot of people are very allergic to. But it is a native, and it does